You know what I've been really loving lately? Tea. I know, not coffee. Well, still coffee. I'm not gonna lie to you. So if you guys have any recommendations for good teas, let me know on social media, on like Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or something, what your favorites are that I need to go out and buy, because I love me a good cup of tea. Hello everyone, I am back with another beginner's guide to makeup, and this one is all around color correcting. This was really highly requested from the last one that I did that was all around foundations, picking the right foundation for your skin type and skin tone. So I'm back, and today we're going to talk about putting clown colors on your face. I wanted to share with you some of my favorite products from high-end to drugstore, how I use the color correcting process, and how you can sort of gear your color correcting to various skin issues that you might have. So the best way for me to explain this is to refer to the color wheel. Any colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel are going to cancel each other out. They're going to counteract each other and neutralize each other. So green is going to neutralize red, for example. I'm going to be constantly kind of referring back to this. So let's get into the actual skin issues that you may have. The first skin issue that I want to talk about is acne, because this is one I get asked about a lot. How do you neutralize that bright red volcano of a zit that has just popped up in time for prom? So as I mentioned before, the best way to neutralize a bright red zit is to apply a green concealer on top of it. And there are two that I've been really loving lately to help neutralize that redness. One is by NYX, and this is their HD concealer in green, as you can tell. And the other one is the Smashbox Color Correcting Stick in Get Less Red. Smashbox, they get right to the point. And these are both great because they have very targeted, precise applicators, so that you can get right to the area where you really need it most and not apply a ton of green all over your face if you don't need it. The time to put on color correcting is after your primer, or at least that's how I usually apply it, and then you're gonna put on your foundation and concealer and you won't even know that it's there. Next up is redness, but more on a larger scale. So it might be a specific skin condition like eczema, or it might be a hereditary issue that you may have, but sometimes you just want to sort of neutralize that. So there are a couple of options that I think are really great. One is if you're gonna go more the green route and you have a lot of intense red, I think a good option is by Lancome, and this is their color correcting cushion. The reason why I like this, it has a sponge and you can dip it into the color correcting cushion and then apply the green to a much larger area. This is really great if you have a lot of redness that you want to cover, and I find that it's not too intense when you apply it like you would say one of the more targeted options like the Smashbox or the NYX. This is going to give you a lot of a softer finish. Now if you're dealing with some minor redness, something that I find works really well if you don't want to go the full green route but you just want to sort of neutralize a little bit of that undertone, is to apply a yellow concealer. One that I really like is by Urban Decay, and it has almost a serum-y finish to it. I find that the best way to apply it is to take the concealer and just wipe it onto a damp sponge like a beauty blender, for example, and then apply it to the area. That way it's not going to be such an intense yellow like streaks on your face, and it's a lot easier to blend out, and that way you can build the coverage to as much as you need. Next on to dark circles, and we both know I know this area very well. Also, I'm going to provide some shade recommendations depending on if you are light, medium, or dark skin tone, because it's a little bit different depending on what you are. So if you are pale like myself, then I highly recommend going for an under eye color corrector that is a pinky tone. Like a salmony pink, you can do a peachy pink, but I would go more on the pink tone, and that's going to brighten the under eye circles really nicely, and it's also going to counteract those blue-purple tones. So the two that I really like, one is by Essence, this is the Say No to Dark Circles, and the other one is by Urban Decay, this is the Naked Skin, and this is in pink. The Urban Decay one I find to be a lot more pigmented than the Essence one, but this is a great drugstore option if you're on a budget. Both are really great at canceling out and neutralizing those dark circles. If you have a medium skin tone, I highly recommend going more for those peachy undertones. So for example, Urban Decay has one, this is in peach, and Smashbox Color Correcting Stick, this is in Look Less Tired Light. These also do work for my pale girls out there. I just find that they work best if you have more of a blue undertone or you have really dark under eye circles. This will do a much better job than the pink ones, but you have light under eye circles that you want to kind of neutralize, then go more for the pink. And then if you have a dark skin tone, go more for an orange or a red undertone for the under eye circles. So Smashbox has one, this is in Look Less Tired Dark, and this is going to neutralize those under eye circles and make you look bright and awake. Now I have to say, of all of the products that I've tried, my absolute favorite, hands down product that I absolutely love, and it's so expensive for me, so worth it, is by Giorgio Armani, and this is their High Precision Retouch. and 40 HA or 4. I don't know. There are a lot of numbers on here. Anyway, this is what it looks like. It is a salmon tone, so really good for light to medium skin tones. It is a very precise brush tip applicator, so you can apply it to get right into where you have all of those blue purple undertones. And I'm telling you, as soon as you apply this and then pat it in, all of the blue tones completely disappear. It is amazing. So I highly recommend going and checking this out. It is so unbelievably pigmented. It blends beautifully under the eyes. It is just an absolute go-to for me. I am obsessed with this. Next up, if you are experiencing any hyperpigmentation or dark spots, I highly recommend going for a peachy orange, sort of a salmony tone for your color correcting, and that's going to help brighten the area and neutralize any of those dark tones that you're experiencing. Again, as I mentioned before, one of my favorites is the Urban Decay Naked Skin. This is their color correcting fluid in peach. This is a really great one if you want to apply it to a larger area. As mentioned before, try applying it to a damp beauty blender or sponge. This is just going to help to apply it to a much larger area without applying too much product to the skin, you know, and it's going to make it a lot more natural looking. And last but not least, dullness or like sallowness to the skin. And for me, I had a really tough time kind of comprehending what this meant. And I was like, what does dull skin even look like? So this is skin tones that have sort of a yellowy or a gray undertone to them, and you just need something that's going to brighten them up. I highly recommend on top of that also doing like an exfoliant and things like that that's going to just turn over the skin cells and just sort of bring back that nice brightness to the skin. But if you're looking for a quick fix in the meantime, for my pale girls, I highly recommend going for a peachy pink color. And so, for example, the Lancome cushion, and this is in 03 peachy pink. This is going to correct any sort of dullness in the skin. It is going to brighten the skin tone and make you look more awake and luminous. If you have more of a medium or dark skin tone, go more for a lavender color. So Lancome has the lavender one. You can go for more targeted options like the Cover FX. They have their Color Click. This is in lavender, but there are lots of different options out there depending on what you're looking for and how much of an area you're trying to cover. And that's everything for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you want to see more of these types of videos in the future. And if you have any requests for specific topics that you guys want me to talk about, leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to give those comments a thumbs up if you see a certain topic you want to see. I hope you are all having an amazing, amazing week so far, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you girls. Mwah!